Okay, we're going to start seated. So I'll just put my mic in. So just bring yourselves through to seated on your mats. Here we go. Okay. Comfortable seated position, just however suits you. No, hold on. We've got someone else. Okay, so just close your eyes. So hi Llywydwen, we're just coming through to seated, and then once you've got yourself a comfortable position, just gently close your eyes. Come through to your breath. And just see if while you're sat here in this pose, if you can completely dedicate yourself to your breath. So whatever else tries to creep in, just keeping coming back to the breath. And just keep sitting tall. Keep the shoulders and the face soft, so muscles nice and relaxed. Connecting to breath. We're going to work with a breathing technique called Surya Vedana, which is an energizing, heating breath. So it's very similar to Nadi Shodhana in that we use the same position for the hands. So first two fingers either to the third eye or tucked into the palm. We're going to use the thumb and the ring finger to close off the nostrils. So what we're going to do is with each inhale, we're going to inhale through the right nostril. And then you close off the right nostril and exhale left. Close off the left nostril, inhale right. Exhale left. And we'll just take a few more rounds of this breath, just in your own time. If you are feeling like you're bunged up, if you've got any sinus issues, you're more than welcome to just drop your hand down and kind of imagine that you're doing the same thing. So inhales through the right nostril, exhales out through the left. Just a couple more rounds. Okay, take one more round. You'll complete the next time you exhale out of your left nostril. You just drop your hand down when you're done. And then use your next exhale to gently take the chin down towards the chest. Float open the eyes and raise the gaze. Okay, lovely. And then just take your legs out wide. And if you're feeling quite tight in the hamstrings, you can always keep a bend in the knees. If you're sitting on a block or a cushion, you can stay there. And we're just going to start to find some movement through the spine. So we're going to start to circle the spine. And you might be moving the weight from one sitting bone to the other as you work. And just thinking as you do this about starting to engage through the lower abdomen and through the pelvic floor muscles. So just a gentle toning of those muscles. And make sure you take this both directions. And then come back through to centre. Clasp the hands behind your head. As you inhale, lift the chest up, take the elbows wide. You might take the gaze up. And then as you exhale, round the spine. Bring the elbows in towards each other, chin to chest. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the chin. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. We'll take a few more of these. As you work, try and keep the feet active. So you're going to press out through the soles of the feet. And we'll just find a little bit of space between our toes. Just try to work into each vertebra as you round the spine. Take one more here. And then use your next inhale. Come back up through to a flat back. And we'll take the right arm down alongside the body. And as you inhale, sweep the left arm up in front of you. So just keeping the left sitting bone grounded now, reach out through the left fingers. And depending on how much movement you have there, you might be able to put a little bit of a bend in the right elbow. Some people might be able to draw the right elbow down towards their mat. Just extend into the left side body. And then we'll draw the left arm down and the right arm up. Same thing other side. Right sitting bone grounds. Reach out through the right fingers. Just feel into the side body. Let's do the other side again. Draw the right arm down, left arm up. Creating length. And again, come back other side, left hand down, right arm up. And then use your next inhale, come back through to upright. I'm just going to find a very gentle forward fold now. Bend the knees if you need to. Think about keeping the back flat and just come forwards to your own degree. So really trying to keep the space of the chest open. So we're not drawing the collarbones in towards each other. You're keeping the gap between them. And just a couple of breaths, and you might notice here that it's the start of your practice. You might notice you're quite tight. You might not. You might be feeling quite loose. Just noticing. And then use your next inhale, come back through to upright. And we'll just take a very simple twist here. So take your right hand behind you. Left arm, hand to the ground in front of you. Lengthen as you inhale, exhale, twist round to your right hand side. So you draw back through your right shoulder. And then your chin moves towards your right shoulder. Keep reaching up through the crown of the head, keep the body as it is, and then just gently turn your chin towards your left shoulder. So you're not forcing. Maybe just a little bit of a stretch there in the neck. And then inhale, bring the head back through to centre, bring the torso back through to centre. We'll do the other side. So right hand in front of you, left hand behind you. Lengthen on the inhale, exhale, twist to your left. Chin towards the left shoulder. And then keep sitting up tall, keep the torso where it is, shoulders where they are, and just gently move the chin towards the right shoulder. Inhale, bring it all back through to centre, and then we'll come over onto our hands and knees and find our way into our downwards facing dog. If you've been using a cushion, just moving it out the way. And then when you're in your down dog, just padding out the feet. Shaking the head. And just gently drawing the heels down towards the back edge of your mat. So really feeling into the calves, into the hamstrings. And then use your next inhale, come forwards to plank. Press the ground away from you. So a high plank, engage through the core, make sure the tailbone is tucked rather than lifted. And then we're going to lower all the way down onto the mat. So feel free to drop the knees down first if you wish. Gently come all the way down onto your tummy. And then clasp the hands behind the back. Draw the palms and the shoulder blades towards each other and inhale to lift up through the chest and through the legs. Couple of breaths. And just noticing the muscles that are activating to hold this pose. And then exhale, come back down. Release the hands, bring them underneath your shoulders. We're going to tuck the toes, press up to plank. Find our way back into downwards facing dog. Use your next inhale to walk your feet towards your hands. You might need to bend the knees. And then once you're there, find your halfway lift. And as you exhale, fold forwards. So just a gentle dangling forward bend here. You can hold opposite elbows. Depends how much flexibility you've got. You might hold behind your legs. You can hold onto your shins. Maybe just give the head a little bit of a shake. Nice long releasing exhales. And then we're going to find our way up through to standing through Utkatasana. So we'll start to bend the knees, and as you inhale, sweep the arms up alongside the ears. Take your weight back into your heels. Again, maybe just find a little bit of space between your toes. Couple more breaths. And we'll move straight from this pose into our sun salute. So our next inhale will straighten the legs, and as you exhale, swan dive forwards. Inhale, look up, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step back through to plank. So we're going to lower to the floor or to chaturanga if you're comfortable with chaturanga. Inhaling through cobra or up dog. Now just linger just a moment in your back bend. Really lift up through the heart space. And then hips up and back. So you move from your centre, downwards facing dog. Make sure you've got about hips width between your feet, and the little toe sides of your feet are parallel to the long edge of your mat. Draw down through the heels. And then we'll soften the knees, look forwards, and as gently and gracefully as you can, we're going to step or hop the feet through to standing at the front edge of your mat. Halfway lift on the inhale, exhale, fold in. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Okay, let's go again. Inhaling. Exhale to fold. Inhale to look up. Exhale, hands down, step or jump back. So lowering to the floor to chaturanga. Inhaling and just waiting a moment in your back bend. And then hips up and back, downwards facing dog. Connect to breath. And then use your next inhale to step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. So draw down through the hips. Left hand stays grounded. We're going to take the right arm up towards the ceiling. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Press up through the left thigh. And then you might stay there. You might be able to come onto the ball of the right foot. And then you cactus the right arm and just see if you can open the chest towards the ceiling a little bit more. You can look up, but if that doesn't feel good, you can always look forwards or down. One more breath. Let's take the right foot, the right hand down, step back through to plank, hips up and back, downwards facing dog. Next inhale, we'll step the left foot to the outside of the left hand, take the left arm up towards the ceiling. So you're grounding into the right arm, you're pressing up through the right thigh. Option 1 is stay there. Option 2, you come to the ball of the left foot, cactus the left arm, and see if you can spin the chest towards the ceiling a bit more. Find your drishti, your gazing point. Just remembering right the way through your practice the dedication to your breath. And then bring the left hand back down, step back through to plank, hips up and back, downwards facing. Soften the knees, look forwards, step, jump, float the feet forward between the hands, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in, head to legs. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, folding. Inhale to look up. Exhale, hands down, step or jump back to plank. Now we're going to hold either this plank or chaturanga for 5 breaths. So you can stay here or you can bend the elbows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lowering down if you're in plank, moving into your back bend on the inhale, hips up and back, downwards facing dog. Just a couple of breaths in your downwards facing. And then float your right leg up towards the ceiling on your inhale. Keep the right hip point facing down. So it's like you're spinning the left inner thigh upwards, the right inner thigh upwards. And then as you exhale, we're going to round the spine, bring the knee through, try and touch the nose. Inhale, extend the right leg out. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale to extend the leg out. Exhale, knee to left elbow. And then over, you're going to place the right foot over to the left, come into fallen triangle. So right hand is grounded, left arm up towards the ceiling. Keeping breathing. We're going to move from here to plank, left hand down. So bring the left hand down, step back through to plank, and then side plank, left hand down, rolling onto the knife edge of the left foot, right arm up towards the ceiling. And then draw your right arm forwards over your ear. Lift up through the hips. Lengthen through the side body. Keep the feet flexed. Take the right arm back up towards the ceiling, come back through to plank. You can go straight to down dog, you can move through a vinyasa. Use your next inhale, float your left leg up. So left inner thigh spins up towards the ceiling. Right heel draws down. And then we'll round the spine, bring the knee through, try and touch your nose. Inhale, extend the left leg back out behind you. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, extend the leg back out. Exhale, knee over to right elbow, and then extend that left leg out, fallen triangle. Right arm up towards the ceiling. Radiating energy. Use your next inhale, bring it back through to plank, and then side plank to your left. Right arm down, left arm up. Press up through the hips, draw the left arm forwards over your ear. Again, flex the feet. One more breath. Take the left arm back up. Come back through to plank, your choice, vinyasa or straight to down dog. We'll all meet in downwards facing. And then bring your knees down onto your mat. Creep your arms forwards and come through into Anahatasana. So either chin or forehead down onto the mat. And just letting your heart draw down. Just kind of softening into the pose. Couple more breaths. Well done. Use your next inhale. Start to walk your hands back in. Come up onto all fours. We'll tuck the toes downwards facing dog. Inhale, will float your right leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, will step the right foot through between the hands and then draw your left foot forwards a little bit. You still want quite a long stance, but not quite as long as it was. Square off the hips, stay on the ball of the back foot and fold forwards over your right leg. So you can bend the right knee if you need to, lengthen your right hip back behind you. Just a couple of breaths, breathing into the back of the back leg, the right leg. And then bend your right knee, step the left foot back behind you, so you're back into that kind of longer stance. Step the right foot back downwards facing dog. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So inhale, float the left leg up. Exhale, step the left foot through between the hands. Draw the right foot forward slightly. Stay on the ball of the right foot. Open, long spine, open chest on the inhale. Exhale, fold forwards over your left leg. Again, bend the left knee if you need to. Lengthen the left hip back behind you. And then this time, as you inhale, bend your left knee. We're going to step the right foot forward to join the left. Have the feet hip width apart. You're coming into your forward fold, and then we're just going to clasp the hands behind the back and come into a little bit of a shoulder opener here. So you're letting your hands drop down towards the floor. A little bit of weight in the front of the feet. Your choice whether you straighten the legs or not. It's very easy here, especially for me, to hang my weight back in the heels. See if you can bring some forwards. We're going to come out of this via Utkatasana. So start to bend the knees. Inhale, we'll bring the arms back towards the lower back, then release the hands and take them up alongside the ears for Utkatasana. A couple of breaths. One more. And then inhale, we'll straighten the legs, and as you exhale, bring the arms down alongside you. So coming into some balancing. Use your next inhale to bring the right leg up. Option 1, you're just going to hold on to the right shin with the right hand. Option 2, you can hook the big toe. Option 3, you can extend the right leg. Try and square the hips and the shoulders forwards. Keep standing tall. Keep breathing. Okay, gently take that right leg out to the right hand side. the shoulders soft. One more breath. Use your next inhale. We're going to bring the right leg back through to centre. Both hands to your waist. Extend the right leg out in front of you. And then bring the hands to prayer at the heart centre. Bend the right knee. We're going to take it back into Virabhadrasana 3. So the right leg, hopefully without touching the floor, will extend out behind you. Keep space in the chest. And we're going to step it back into our high lunge. Right foot lands behind you. Arms reach up alongside the ears. Make sure you have a bend in the left knee again. Hips and shoulders square forwards. We're going to use our next inhale to come back through to standing at the front edge of the mat with the right leg out in front of you. So hopefully again the right foot won't hit the ground. So you bring the right leg up, hands to the heart, and then extend the right leg out in front of you. Try and keep the shoulders soft. And we'll move through that sequence again. So bend the right knee, take it back, Virabhadrasana 3. Step it back into your high lunge. Arms reach up. We're going to do that one more time. Your next inhale, you're going to come through to the front edge of your mat, right leg lifted, hands at the heart centre. Bend the right knee, Virabhadrasana 3. Take it back into your high lunge. Okay. Make sure you've got hips width between your left and your right feet. And then take your right hand behind your head and your left hand to the top of the right thigh. And just see if you can lift up through the heart space a little bit more. Lift up through the right elbow. One more breath. Use your next inhale, come back through to uprights, and then we're simply going to step the right foot forward to join the left. You're back through to standing at the front edge of your mat. Soften the shoulders. Inhale, we'll lift the left leg. Again, if you just want to work with that leg bent, then that's great. Otherwise, hook the big toe and extend the leg out in front of you. Square off hips and shoulders. Take the left leg out to the left hand side. Coming back to your breath. Bring it back through to centre as you inhale. Both hands to the waist, keep that left leg lifted in front of you. You can point or flex the foot. And then hands together at the heart centre, bend the left knee, take it back, Virabhadrasana 3. Chest open. We're going to soften the right knee, step it back into your high lunge. Okay, we'll move through that sequence just a couple more times. So your next inhale, you're going to bring the left leg in front of you. Bend the knee, take it back, Virabhadrasana 3. Step it back into your high lunge. One more time. Inhale, left leg forwards. Bend the knee, Virabhadrasana 3. Step it back, high lunge. Perfect. Drop your left hand behind your head, your right hand to the back of the left thigh, lift up through the heart space, lift up through the left elbow. Perfect. Use your next inhale, bring it back through to upright. We're going to place the hands down to frame the right foot. You can go straight to down dog. You can move through a vinyasa. You could do a one-legged vinyasa if you wanted. And we'll all meet in downwards facing. Staying with the breath. Inhale, float the right leg up behind you. This time bend your right knee, stack your right hip on top of your left. Try not to lift the right shoulder and drop the left. And then the next inhale, you'll step the right foot through with control for Virabhadrasana 1. So right foot grounds, left foot grounds. Inhale the arms up, Vira 1. Square the shoulders forwards as much as you can. We're going to find our way into humble warrior. So right foot out to the side, just an inch or so. Clasp the hands behind your back. Lift up through the heart. Exhale, fold forwards to the inside of your right leg. Think left hip just very gently forwards. Use your next inhale, come back up through Virabhadrasana 1, walk your right foot back in that inch or so, and then open up to your left for Virabhadrasana 2. So keep the bend in your right knee, keep your knee tracking out over your toes. Turn your palms to face up for this one and bring your tip of your thumb and your finger to chin mudra. You can put a little bit of a bend in the elbows and feel it more of a kind of a receiving pose, just receiving any wisdom from your deeper self, from the universe, depending on what you believe in. Keep the bend in the right knee, one more breath. And then reach the arms back out, palms facing down. We'll move through into Visvamitrasana. So right forearm to right thigh, or right hand to the floor, depending on your preference. You can take the right hand to a block or a brick if you have one. Spin open through the left shoulder. Really thinking about extending from the little toe side of your left foot out through your left fingers. Try not to swing your bum out behind you. Almost that the right hip is drawing underneath you. And then use your next inhale to bring your left hand down to the floor, spin onto the ball of the left foot, and bring your left knee down. So we'll come up into Anjaneyasana. If you want padding underneath that left knee, grab a cushion. Squeeze the inner thighs in towards each other. Another way to activate the inner thighs is imagine you're dragging your left knee and your right heel in towards each other. We'll take the left arm up alongside the ear and find a side up body opener. Try and keep the shoulders soft and tension free. Inhale, come back through to upright. Release your hands down to frame your right foot. Take your hips back. Straighten your right leg as much as you can. Left hand down to the floor or to a block or a brick. The right arm up towards the ceiling. Lengthen back through that right hip. And then bring the right hand down. You can lengthen and fold forwards here over the right leg, Ardha Hanuman, or those that want to, and start to edge the right leg out in front, working towards your full splits pose. So wherever you are, again, think open chest. Try not to round the spine. Keep trying to square hips forwards. Take one more breath. Place the hands down. Start to draw the right heel back in towards you. Step back through to plank pose. So you can move through a vinyasa, you can go straight to down dog, you can put in a push-up if you want to, or several push-ups if you want to work on some strength. Or meeting in downwards facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Bend the left knee, stack your left hip on top of your right. Again, just watch the shoulders. Lengthen up through that left knee, down through the right heel. And then with control, we'll square off the hips. Gracefully step the left foot through between the hands. Ground the right foot, Virabhadrasana 1 as you inhale. Make any adjustments in your stance, or the length between your feet as you need to. If you can, fully ground through the right foot. And then release the hands, awkward clasp, opposite thumb and finger on top. Walk your left foot out to the left, an inch or so. Lift up through the heart as you exhale, humble warrior. So left hip draws underneath you. Keep the bend in the left knee. Are you opening through the shoulders? Use your next inhale, come back up. Left foot back more towards the midline of the mat. We'll open up to the right for Virabhadrasana 2. Again, turn the palms to face up. A little bit of a bend in the elbows, find Chin Mudra. Gaze towards your left hand. Try not to drop the left hip down towards the floor. So there's almost a sense the left hip is slightly lifted. Try not to grip with the toes. You're fully grounded through the feet. And then release the mudra, turn the palms to face down, and we'll find our way into your version of Visvamitrasana. So left forearm to the thigh, or left hand to a brick, a block, or the floor. Spin open through your right shoulder. Really lengthening through the side body. One more breath. I'm going to simply bring that right hand down to the floor, spin onto the ball of the right foot, and bring your right knee down onto the mat, Anjaneyasana. So padding if you need it. Squeeze in the inner thighs, draw the hips forwards. We'll take the right arm up alongside the ear, tip gently over to your left hand side. Use your next breath, next inhale, to come back through to upright. Place the hands either side of the left foot. Take the hips back. Straighten the left leg if you can. Right hand to the floor, left arm up towards the ceiling. Lengthen back, almost back and down through that left hip. The tendency is to lift it and drop over to the right. So try and keep the pelvis, the hips equal. Keep reaching out through the crown of the head. And then bring the left hand down, and you're welcome to work here, Ardha Hanuman, or start to edge the left heel out in front of you, moving through to your split pose. One side will be much tighter than the other. This is my tight side. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So just be wherever you are. Soften through the shoulders. All the time as well, here in this pose, trying to keep the hips square. Take one more breath. Hands down, draw that left foot back. We'll step it back. Perhaps there's a one-legged plank there and you move through a one-legged vinyasa. Maybe you're going to put in a push-up or two. Maybe you're going to go straight to down dog. All meeting in downwards facing. Connecting back to breath. And then use your next inhale, sweep the right leg up behind you. As you exhale, gently place the right foot with control through between the hands, and then pivot to face the long edge of your mat and parallel your feet. So you've come through into your wide-legged forward bend. Lengthen the spine as you inhale, exhale, folding. Do whatever you like with your hands, whichever version of this pose suits you. You can keep the hands to your waist, you can clasp them behind your back, you can hold your big toes, you can hold your shins. Use each exhale to just see if you can lengthen down a little more. So just gradually, slowly moving into the pose. And then use your next inhale. So we'll walk the hands forwards, find a halfway lift. Turn your toes to face out and come over to your left side for Skandasana. So you've got your left knee bent, the right leg is straight. You can bring the hands to prayer. Perhaps a couple of breaths there. If you need your hands down to the floor for support, then you can do that. I'm going to move it over to the other side. If you can, keep your hands in prayer, but again, if you need support, take the hands to the floor first. Come over to the right. Chest open. And then from here, and again, you might want to use your hands. We're just going to very gradually sit down on our mats. So you've got your left leg still extended, and we're just going to take the right foot in towards the groin, drop the right knee down towards the mat. Take your left arm down alongside your left leg. Use your inhale to lift the right arm up towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, you're tipping over to your left hand side. So if you can, hold on to your left foot with your right hand, we'll do that, but we don't want to drop the upper arm in front of the face, so maybe you're just moving towards the left foot. Spin open through the right shoulder. You can just gaze wherever suits you. Just staying heavy in the right hip. Perfect. Use your next inhale, bring yourself back through to upright, and we're just going to swap it over. Straighten out your right leg, bring your left foot in towards the groin. So same thing other side. Right hand comes down, inhale, left arm lifts, and as you exhale, just tip over to your right hand side again, just to your own degree. Look up underneath your upper left arm, and if looking up doesn't suit you, look forwards or down. One more breath. Use your next inhale, bring yourself back through to upright, extend out your left leg. So maybe here you can hitch yourself just a little further forwards. Maybe not. Listen to your body, lengthen as you inhale, exhale, tip the pelvis forwards. Now we're going to keep the hands to the waist. Keep your legs engaged, press out through the soles of the feet, and you're just going to come forwards to your own degree, and then your next breath will bring you back up. So maybe exhale will take you forwards, nice long spine as you come. Inhale back up. 3 more. And there's a sense that as you come forwards, your thighs roll back. Try and keep the shoulders and the face soft as you work. Last one. And then this next time, take your hands in front of you and just come down to your own degree. Keep the back flat, keep the chest open. Keep the feet active again, press out through the soles of the feet, a little bit of space between the toes. Are you holding tension anywhere? Can you soften any more? Use your next inhale. Walk your hands back in towards you. And then we're just going to come back into our downwards facing dog. So turn back to face the front edge of your mat, step it back, downwards facing, and just pad out your feet. From there, we'll use our next inhale to step the right foot forward between the hands, drop down onto your left knee. Draw your left knee in a little bit more so it's more stacked underneath your hip, and swing your left foot out to the right. So you're going to swing your left foot kind of behind you. The right hand comes down to the inside of the right leg. We're going to take the left arm up towards the ceiling. Now option 1 is you stay here. Option 2, you bring the left hand down, start to thread your right arm underneath your right leg. The right hand comes to the floor then on the little toe side of the right foot. Maybe you can just lean back into that right arm and start to lift the right foot away from the mat. Maybe you stay there, maybe you can hold the little toe side of the right foot and extend that leg out. So Visvamitrasana. One more breath. Bring the right foot back to the floor if you've lifted it. We're going to swing the left foot back behind us, release the right arm, step back through to plank. Move down through chaturanga into your back bend. Hips up and back, downwards facing dog. Same thing other side. Inhale, left foot steps forwards between the hands, drop down onto your right knee. Draw your right knee forwards, swing your right foot out to the left, left hand to the floor, on the big toe side of the left foot, right arm up towards the ceiling. Option 1 is that is where you stay. Option 2, we'll thread the left arm underneath the left thigh, left hand to the floor. You're going to lean the weight back into that left arm. So the upper arm is taking the weight of the left leg, the left foot lifts. Maybe you can straighten out that left leg. Keeping breathing, one more breath. Bring the left foot back to the floor if you lifted it. Swing the right foot back behind you. We'll step it back into our plank pose. And then from plank, we're going to come through to kneeling at the front edge of our mat. So just gently draw your knees forwards and come up into a high kneeling position. Take your hands to your lower back. We're going to tuck the toes underneath for this one. Draw your elbows towards each other. If you know this pose and you want to move in deeper, please do. Otherwise, you can just keep the hands to the lower back. Press the pelvis forwards, lift up through the heart. Find your way into Ustrasana, your camel pose. Keep the pelvis pressing forwards, lift up through the heart. You want to try and keep as much length in the spine as you can. Taking the bend as much as you can into the upper back. We'll use our next inhale to come back through to upright. And then we'll untuck the toes. We're going to do that pose one more time. Again, you can just keep the hands at the lower back. You can move in deeper if you wish. Elbows towards each other. Pelvis presses forwards, lift up through the heart. And again, just moving into your own degree. Keeping breathing, keeping working. 2 more breaths. Use the strength of your legs to bring you up on your next inhale. As you exhale, sit back down on your heels. And then nice and slowly, just walk the hands forwards and come into your child's pose. Couple of breaths there in your child. And then use your next inhale to bring yourself back through to upright. So just come spine back up through to upright and then release your legs out. So we're going to do a little bit of breathing seated. And then we'll move down into our Shavasana, but we will take a twist before we go into Shavasana. So if you want to get yourselves ready for your relaxation now, before we start the breath work, then we can move straight from our pose into our relaxation. So if you want to mute your lights or get warm clothes on. Okay, so we finished with a heating breath. We started with a heating breath. We're going to finish with a cooling one. So exactly the same as we did at the start, only this time you inhale through the left nostril and exhale out through the right. So just come through to seated. If you want to bend up your right leg and rest your elbow just for a little bit of support, you can do that. So close the eyes. And when you're ready, we'll close off the right nostril with the thumb and inhale left. Close off the left, exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Just a couple of more rounds in your own steam. Just take one more round. And then when you've finished your next exhale, just drop your hands down and keep your eyes closed, or maybe you need to look where you're going. Just gently lower yourself back down onto your mat. So just going to finish in a very simple twist. Once you're down on your mat, draw your knees in toward your chest, and as you exhale, drop your knees over to your right hand side. You can extend the arms out. If you want to pop something underneath your knees for some support, or something between your knees, you can do. And then just gently ground through your left shoulder. Show your breath as much dedication here at the end of your practice as you did at the start. Use your next inhale, bring yourself back through to center. And then as you exhale, we'll take the knees to the left and the gaze to the right. Just let the breath slow. Long, relaxing exhales. And then let your next inhale bring you back through to center. And as you exhale, find your way into your Shavasana. And I think they've been quite quiet building, so I won't switch the mic off, I'll stay with you. So just get yourselves nice and comfortable. And do as much fidgeting as you need to, kind of here at the start of your Shavasana. So that you can really find a place that's comfortable, where you can be relaxed. Let your shoulders relax down away from your ears. So long, deep inhales and even longer exhales. And with each inhale, experience a sense of expansion, a sense of openness. And with each exhale, a sense of grounding, calm, and relaxation. Inhaling expansiveness, openness. Exhaling peacefulness, grounding, relaxation. with each exhale, just see if you can release the weights of your legs, your arms, of your head, of your torso. Releasing down into the surface that you are lying on. And allow things to be just as they are. Allow your body to be just as it is, and yourself to be just as you are. You are whole and complete and perfect. And then just gently start to notice any sense or any feelings of aliveness in your body. Any tingling, any sense of energy. And let your breath gradually begin to quicken. Aware of your body lying on the floor in the room in which in the room that you're in. Starting to move through the fingers and the toes. And perhaps gently taking your head from side to side. Using your next inhale to reach the arms up overhead for a nice big stretch. And as you exhale, drawing the arms back alongside you as you bring your knees in towards your chest. And when you're ready, rolling over onto your right hand side. And staying there until you're ready to come to a seated position. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Namaste.